We in the frame? We're in the frame.
We're in the frame. This is Sofa Tomatoes.
And we're live.
We're live.
Live. Back. Sofa Tomatoes. Another episode.
Back at the OG spot.
Back at the OG spot. No sofas. We're in chairs today.
But
they swivel.
They swivel and we're chilling. How you doing, man?
How am I doing?
Yeah, talk to me.
You know, I'm going to say that I'm doing fine, but I've been bad.
Oh.
I was right. And we can just air it out on the podcast.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Because this doesn't matter. And if this person that I'm going to talk about does end up watching this,
good.
So be it.
Yeah, they're going to have to
Such is
handle
life.
it.
So as you know, I've been in and out of the dating environment for more years than I care to count.
Sure thing.
And so I'm going to tell you a brief story.
Hit me.
About how everything was looking like roses until I heard this man speak.
Uh-oh.
And so this was a Hinge matchup, little Hinge experience.
Okay.
And kind of unusually, and what kind of surprised me about this person is that they came out of the gates hot.
Okay.
They were like, we were only a couple minutes into, it was maybe a couple hours into talking.
Okay.
And they were like, I want your number.
Oh.
Why don't you ask for my number?
Oh.
And I'm like, so you want me to ask you to ask me for your number? It was a weird, convoluted way of having him ask me for his number and vice versa.
Bananas.
But anyway, numbers were exchanged because I was like,
yeah, here's a digit.
Why not?
Yeah.
Life is short.
Yeah.
And we exchanged the digits, had a couple text messages here and there, and then immediately was like, do you care to have a phone call or FaceTime?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I knew you would appreciate that.
I like that.
And I said, I don't care, dealer's choice. And so we went with the FaceTime right away.
All right, all right.
And I will say that I was not catfished.
Good.
By the aesthetics and physicality of this man.
Okay.
But what I was catfished on was perhaps the voice. And this is going to sound... And honestly, like, this person, if you end up watching this, just know that it's not you, it's me.
Oh, God. Okay. But it sounds like it's you, buddy.
No, it's not. Like, there's really nothing wrong with this person. It's just like my preference thing. And it kind of just took me out of the fantasy.
Let's hear it.
And so... you've heard of the gay voice, right? You've heard of gay voice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It exists. Yeah. If you've never heard of it, look it up. Google it. It's a psychological phenomenon that was even covered on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, it's the sound my bones make.
When it's too cold.
Yeah, when it's too cold.
And so, do you know who Ross Matthews is?
No. Who's Ross Matthews?
He's a gay person.
Cool.
And he has a particularly high-pitched voice for a gay man.
Okay. And
I'm not going to say that this person was like full Ross Matthews caliber because it wasn't as kind of like, I don't know, like overtly feminine.
All right.
But it was feminina enough to where I was kind of pulled out of the fantasy.
You want a man's man.
So here's the thing.
What's the thing?
I want somebody who is butch in all intents and purposes, but has but feminine personality.
Okay, well, listener,
something
to think about.
If you're out there and you give butch down, you are just nothing but a butch queen.
Send us an email.
But on the inside, you're a queen. Then that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for.
Send us an email.
So when this person, we got on the FaceTime and I heard his voice.
Sofa Tomatoes Pod.
Sofa Tomatoes Pod at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
And
you're going to find him love, Mike.
I hope so. I really hope so. But I feel bad as that. So this is when I'm the bad person, right?
Okay.
So I was busy this weekend, but not busy enough to where I could have texted this person back.
That's life.
So as of right now, I have essentially ghosted this person.
Yeah. Bye.
And I don't feel good saying that or doing that. But it's happened to me. I've been the product of a ghost, of an apparition experience myself. It is what it is. I don't really take it that personal.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Part of the game.
I maybe should send him a text message to be like, hey, so sorry I haven't gotten back to you. Life has just been life. please don't listen to my podcast, and I think we should just be friends.
Please don't listen to the most recent episode. You can listen to the other ones.
Yeah, you can listen to any other podcast. Listen to Sofa Survivors.
Yeah, there you go.
Do that one.
Throw them off the scent.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've been bad in that way, where I've given this man a little ring around the rosy.
That's okay, though. I think that it's good that you took the next step as like you talk to the person on the phone. I think that that's like that saves you having to go on the date and spend the money.
I agree.
Like you could have gone and then, like dropped $20 on one drink.
And this person lives relatively far away, like still within the Chicago city limits, but
would have been a hike.
But 40 minutes
pass
away.
Yeah, worked out. Bad voice.
So it's so shallow. It is a little bit shallow to say, but it's true. It's just like boner deflator.
Can we get an impression for the people?
La 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 la. Okay. It's it's gay voice, so it's very like it's kind of up here a little bit when you're just kind of talking.
Okay.
And it was something that was kind of surprising that I didn't expect to hear. So it was like that.
Okay.
And like there's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with being a feminine gay person. Mm-hmm. You can be whatever you want to be in this world.
Barbie girl.
But when it thank you, Aqua. And when it comes to just my personal preferences and the things that I am attracted to, I'm gay because I like men.
Right.
And I'm not, and that sounds so problematic because it's it's maybe a little bit of internalized homophobia, but that's for me and my therapist to work out, not for anybody else.
Tough to say. I'm not sure.
It's
it's borderline gray area.
We're dipping our toes into some weird territory. And that's just what I want. That's like the thing that gets me excited is a man. You don't have to be a man's man. You have to be a gay man.
Gay man, yeah.
But
you're not trying to turn to straight, but
if you look
nice to be a little burly.
If you look straight and sound straight,
be gay.
I'm kind of into be gay.
Yeah.
And then I'm really interested in that. That's my MO.
We're figuring stuff out here.
So yeah, we're
together. Cool.
Psychoanalyzing. We're getting a little tidbits into my life.
There you go.
So yeah, that's been a recent development.
Cool.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll dip our toes back into the water because I got some likes this morning.
Popular alert.
I saw it. So we'll try again.
Get back out there or get back on the FaceTime. I think that
I actually don't mind that idea actually of like you talk to that person quickly or like on the apps or whatever. That's like, hey, you down and like have a quick FaceTime or whatever?
Yeah, you want to talk on the phone?
Because it really does get like kind of the first date.
I think the app allows you to even video call.
I think it does.
So
I've never done it through the app though.
Yeah, I think it does.
But I think it gets the first date jitters, like those first date like weirdness, like out of the way, so that like by the time the in-person date actually rolls around, like it would just be more kind of organic.
I agree.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
So I think I'll try that next. Like the next time, I'll be like, "Hey, this has been a fun little
chit chat,
little chitty chatty.
Let's see if we can chit chat a little.
I want to see your face. Give me the visage."
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Cool, man. I think that's a good story. Sorry to the femme guy that it didn't work out.
He'll find his somebody.
He sure will.
And another thing, no, I'm not going to air out his dirty laundry.
You don't want to get in there?
No, because there's something that might be a little bit too personal, but it was another turnoff for me that was beyond the voice.
Yeah, don't say the name. I mean,
okay, fine.
You don't have to talk about it either. No, I'm not.
No. This is also like another thing that
we got a lot of listeners who tune into this podcast.
We broke 100.
So easy.
But the other thing that I guess that kind of really took me out of the fantasy was that this person wasn't fully out. And so they did ask,
even though it sounds like just by talking, it's a little obvious, perhaps
a little bit.
Okay, not fully out though.
But so, like the important people in their life knew. I'd assume, like that's what I was told. But one thing that kind of like threw me off a little bit was that they said, "How do you feel about not meeting friends or family for like a year?"
Whoa!
And I'm like, I don't know about that because my expectation is that like I would kind of hope you want to come around my friends like pretty quickly.
Friends should be pretty quick. Family's
different.
Couple months.
Yeah, couple months for family. But like friends, like there's nothing wrong with like, hey, my friends and I are gonna go get a drink or go to a show.
Should be something that happens, in my opinion, around 5 dates.
Pretty quickly.
Around 5 dates.
Yeah. So within like
More or less.
month or less.
Yeah.
And I value the opinions of my friends, and I want the whole group to mesh to some regard. And I would expect the same on their side as well. So if I'm like a secret for a year, I didn't feel comfortable with that.
Totally.
So
shaboom.
That was part of it.
There you go. Well, everybody goes at their own pace.
Everyone goes at their own pace. You know, I was a late bloomer. I was like early 20s, you know, so I understand it takes time. You got to find, there's no perfect time or no right time. Right. I get that. And it's still a hot topic in some families, and to the point where people can be victims of violence depending on their circumstances. So I do respect that you have to tread with some caution.
No doubt.
But where I'm at in my life, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, like, it feels a little regressive in a way. And I've done enough therapy and work on myself to avoid that kind of regressive thinking.
Yeah. There's levels to it.
There's levels.
There
are so many levels.
Cool, man.
So yeah, what about you? What's new on your side of the biz?
Honestly, not a whole lot's new with me. I've just been kind of busy, been doing my thing. We had a Super Bowl Sunday.
How was that?
Which was fine. I mean, the game was kind of boring, a little bore snore.
So I didn't watch it, but I heard that the Kansas City Chiefs got wrecked.
They got destroyed. True that. Which I'm down about.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty fun.
That was fun. I had no complaints about that.
And I did see videos of the like post game, the people in Philadelphia just going crazy.
Oh, for sure they did.
Destroying everything in their wake.
Terrible fans.
That's what everyone's saying. Like, at least on Reddit, was like Philly has the worst fans.
Yeah. People put Chicago in that list.
I don't know if we're
usually in like the top 5. Chicago is usually one of like the worst fans.
Are we destructive? Are we?
I'm not saying necessarily destructive, but
I know we're very intense and very passionate, and we're quick to hate.
Yeah.
In Chicago,
I would say Philly's pretty bad. I'd say Boston's up there.
Really?
That's pretty bad.
For the viewer, not so much for the listener.
And the viewer won't be able to see either because it's a tiny short
he's
dog.
A tiny dog. But just to give you an idea of what's happening right now, there is a special guest in the room today, and his name is Dwayne, and wearing a beautiful, lovely little Christmas-colored sweater. And he has decided to give himself butt scratchies on the heel of my foot.
Yep.
And he loves it.
And he's just going back and forth.
It's like a bear on a tree.
Yeah.
And that is what Dwayne has decided to do.
This is it. He's living it.
He's like, I've been waiting for this heel my entire life.
It's the Dwayne update.
Yeah,
we need that once in a while. Every 15 episodes or so.
He's a very important part of this podcast.
Totally.
He's a very important part of this whole experience.
Is there a sourdough update? Anything
sourdough update
going on with the sourdough?
Other than it's been fabulous.
You're just working it.
Yeah, like my starter is killing it. I've made 3 very successful loaves.
Nice.
One for me, one for my mom, and then another one for me.
Nice. Loaf up.
I'm thinking about making another one tomorrow, probably.
Cool.
Doing the prep work and then baking on Thursday. Today I made. So I went to Costco. I bought a Costco membership.
You told me that.
Yeah, so because I'm an adult and I also want to ditch Amazon.
Yeah, get off that shit.
And so I went to Costco, and they only sell things that aren't necessarily designed for a single person.
Right.
So I bought like onions and potatoes.
So many.
I have so many potatoes. It's actually like onions. It's not too bad. Like onions will last longer than potatoes.
For sure they will.
But either way, I have too much of these vegetables. So today I was like, I got to do something to cut down my inventory of onions in particular.
Yeah.
So I took 2 large onions, cut them up, caramelized the shit out of them.
Yum.
With some honey and balsamic vinegar.
Boom.
Very delicious. And then I was like, okay, now what do I do with these caramelized onions? Let's make a spread. So I took my caramelized onions with some feta cheese, some Greek yogurt, and some other spices and seasonings and pleasonings, whipped that up in my mixer, spread that on my sourdough.
Bam.
And it was fucking delicious.
That sounds good.
So I was very Chef Boyardee today.
That's awesome, man. That's a great way to spend the day.
Yeah, it was nice. working from home, didn't really care to do much work today.
Me neither.
Did some laundry, and then I became a chef.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very good. I have a lot left over too because it was.
You're just a single person.
They were big onions.
Yeah.
They were a lot of onions. So most of the thing that I have to figure out what I'm going to do is with these potatoes. Like I don't like yesterday. You know what I ate for dinner? Just potatoes. I'm not kidding. And so for I don't know this week, I have to figure out how I'm going to prepare these potatoes.
You know what's messed up? We were talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
My mom. We had pizza and wings for the Super Bowl.
Lou Malnati's pizza.
No, we went Rosati's.
Ooh, okay.
Wings and pizza.
Deep dish or tavern style?
Tavern style if you're going Rosati's.
True, I agree.
And my mom made her famous cookie bars.
Famous cookie bars.
You've had them.
I have, yeah, they're very
delicious.
good.
They're famous to me. And I took home those, and yesterday for dinner I had the leftover pizza,
Nice.
and today I had.
What kind of what were the toppings?
There were two different types that we had. We had just straight jardiniere,
Ooh, okay.
cheese jardiniere,
Yeah.
and then the other one was half sausage and onion, and the other half was just sausage.
Okay. So growing up, what was your family's go-to pizza toppings?
It was just it was sausage, pepperoni, cheese, the basics.
Okay.
Classics. And then as my mom got older, my mom would get like a spinach pizza. Like if Lou Malnati's,
Yeah.
I'd get like pepperoni, they'd go spinach or
Yeah.
something like that.
We were a cheese, sausage, and mushroom.
Ooh, my dad loved sausage and mushroom.
Yeah, that was our classic. And then veggie pizza made its way through every now and then.
What's one of my favorite combos is sausage, pepper, onion.
Sausage, pepper. Yeah, that is good.
One of
That's a
my
classic. That's
faves, yeah.
almost a Chicago classic, I feel like.
So delish. So delish. Anywho, so literally all I've eaten today has been those cookie bars
Nice.
all day long.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else. So I got that going for me.
I mean, I had a similar kind of dietary day
Yeah.
where all I had was the spread that I made with some sourdough bread.
Nice.
And then I bought that sweet heat
Sweet heat.
trail mix.
Yes.
And I've just been munching on that.
That shit's the best.
It's so good.
It's amazing.
It is so good.
The almonds are to die
I
for.
like the pecans.
Is it the pecans that I like? The darker ones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the pecans are it.
Yeah. That's
the
the best
pecans, the pretzels. It's all good.
one. It's all good.
Oh, that is the best.
I
Get some
wish the
sweet
bag
heat from
was
Costco.
bigger.
No free ads.
Well, unless you want to sponsor us.
Yeah,
Costco.
sponsor us, Costco. I'd
Or
be
just
honored.
give us a free membership.
I'd be
please.
honored, Your Honor. No, we want money.
So with my job, we give out free, well, not free, you have to earn it through a particular reward system, and 1 year memberships to Costco.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that I've debated stealing some of those codes and using it for myself, but I was too scared to
Don't get in trouble.
caught and
It
get
ain't
fired.
worth it. Your job's too good.
No, I know I can't, but then I finally did it. I finally bit the bullet and got a Costco membership because I was tired of waiting for other people to go.
Yeah, I get that. I think I'll get to that point maybe when I'm in my new spot, new area.
I have
for
one other
my
person
mom.
I can add. So if you want to hop on mine and split it,
Is that how that works?
we
huh?
could do that too.
But do we have to? I think my license has to match.
No, I just add you as a dependent, essentially. I'm the account holder in theory, and then I just add you.
Something to think about. Something to definitely think about.
Yeah, and then if you want, we can go executive member,
Get crazy.
which is that one's $140 a year or
What do
something
you
like
get?
that.
What comes with that?
It's additional perks on I think automotive shit.
Interesting.
But I'm considering opening a Costco credit card too.
Oh yeah, you're getting crazy.
I'm going full Costco.
Costco's gonna love you.
Because I am down to support a company that actually seems to be decent.
For sure.
I understand it's capitalism and there are things are consumerism and all that jazz, but they're not getting rid of their DEI programs. They pay their workers a genuinely livable wage.
Mm-hmm.
And the CEO said if anybody raises the price of the hot dog, he's gonna fucking kill them.
Yeah, you can't beat that price.
So I'm all in on Costco.
All in, huh?
I am. I'm ready to drop Jeff and go to Costco.
Okay, well, you should look into Costco stock too. Really get in on them.
Are they open on the market?
I have no idea.
Maybe.
They're probably a public company.
I
Can't
don't
imagine
know.
they're private.
I have no idea. I've never actually looked into it.
Something to think about.
If they are, I'm willing to invest because I don't see Costco going anywhere anytime soon.
Don't see them going anywhere. And man, whenever I go to Costco, it is a zoo.
It's busy. So I went yesterday.
Never ends. It never ends. It's crazy.
It was wild. So I thought like Monday after the Super Bowl, everyone already went before the Super Bowl to get their shit.
No. Restock.
It was crazy. And I didn't even go to the one here in Lincoln Park. I went to the one in Niles.
Bro, I go to the ones in the burbs. They're crazy. Schaumburg one, crazy.
It's too much. So
I go when it opens
and
on a Tuesday, on a Thursday.
And it's still wild.
It's a zoo.
Jesus. Okay. So there's no escape.
There's literally no way.
Okay, that's wild. So I thought like if I at least go during the week or something, I could avoid some of the bullshit.
Throw some money at it.
But I was shook. And so I went to the membership line and it's very close to the return merchandise line or whatever.
Yeah.
And this one guy in front of me, so I'm in the wrong line. And this guy in front of me is trying to return some shit. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get my membership. I'll figure it out. And he goes, I've been waiting in this line for 30 minutes. And I'm like, holy fuck. I'm about to leave and never come back.
Oh my God.
And then this woman comes by carrying a box of Huggies. And she's like, how long have you been here? First she asked like, is this for returns? And I was like, I think so. I'm just looking for the membership. And she's like, oh, that's another line. It's on the other side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Boom.
She's like, I'll hold your spot if you want to go check it out and everything. And I was like, yes, ma'am, please. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So then I look and there's only like 3 people in the membership line.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, hook it up.
So I like went back and I was like, thank you so much. I'm going over there.
Right.
Just so you know, I'm not cutting.
Yeah.
But those people were pissed.
Totally.
And rightfully so, because when I got to the membership line, God bless her, like maybe she's going through some things, but there was this elderly woman who was taking her sweet time getting out her credit cards to get this refund on some products.
Yeah.
And like to the point where like this one woman who was holding like a kitchen mat, you know, like one that you put under your stove or sink, and she just looks like she's about to come up and slap this woman for taking so long.
Oh no.
It was wild. And I was kind of ready for it. But otherwise, it was a great experience. I got everything that I wanted. I did forget to buy butter, so I will be going back. But otherwise, it's great. It's a great place.
I'll be going back and spending another $300.
I spent a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Easy.
But this is it's going to last me for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So 2 weeks of groceries, and cut whatever I paid in half for each week or whatever. Like it actually does make sense.
Did you hear about? So there's a new app out for stock trading. I believe it's called Dub. I believe so. And it's created by a guy who dropped out of Harvard.
Oh, is this like they can
tracks
the Congress people?
It does.
So there's another app already out there called Autopilot.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that one?
No. Is it the same thing?
Same thing. Same concept.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Same
I almost
concept?
thought about doing it.
Well, yeah, because this one, I believe that you put money into it and like you can like invest in like, I guess, Pelosi. And then like it'll just like whatever money you put in, you'll just make the same transactions. Probably it's just like a minimal.
Correct.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
I think I
downloaded
should
the
too.
app. There's it's a subscription though.
Okay.
It's a year for like $90 or $80.
I'm gonna look into Autopilot because that's the one I first heard about.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, Autopilot has been out longer than Dub.
Yeah.
And this one,
I'll do one, you do the other.
Okay. The thing I saw was this person on YouTube was doing it, and they follow, and like you can set who you want to track or who you want to invest with.
Totally.
And she did one Democrat Pelosi and then one Republican, I believe Crawford.
Okay.
The guy with the eye patch.
Yeah.
And allegedly, this woman is making sweet returns.
I bet.
On everything. Because Congress does insider trade. There's
no doubt.
It's a well-known open secret. That we have records of Congress people selling off stock before COVID hit.
Pelosi's just that good. She's not insider trading.
Of course. And especially that her husband, I believe, is a $100 million investment banker. It's just an odd coincidence.
You're just good at that stuff. It's not.
It's just an odd coincidence that these people get into Congress as 100,000aires and then leave as tens of millionaires,
Right.
on a Congress person's wage.
Yeah.
Which I think is like 130 something thousand a year.
Ridiculous.
But it's 2 years terms for the House and then 6 year terms for the Senate. I don't remember what the Senate wage is.
It's all about the
It
terms.
could be the same. But if you were to be a politician, you're at least a federal politician,
Mm-hmm.
I would want to be a senator.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I could see you being a senator.
It's better job security.
Right.
And then also you kind of get more tea on the government.
It's all about the tea.
It's all about the tea. Like, I would want to be on the like finance committee. I want to be on the intelligence committee. Like that, I would thrive.
Yeah, but what if you just know too much though? What if they get to the point you find something out and then it's just enough to just drive you bonkers?
I'm sure that's happened.
I'm sure it doesn't take long to get there either.
It depends, because our political system's kind of funky, because there definitely are some senators who on paper would not have as much power as they actually exercise. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some senators on the Intelligence or Finance or Armed Services Committee that do know some deep shit.
For sure they do.
And, they on these public committee hearings, they just like play dumb. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised on that. And then there's also like, they're also bought and sold by all these corporations because of Citizens United. So even like, for example, Lockheed Martin, you never heard of Lockheed Martin?
Never.
They are a weapons company.
Love that. And
they have probably some fucking intense secrets themselves,
right,
about, I don't know, some technologies, or maybe because they also they develop airplanes and radar and other shit like that. So like maybe aliens.
Yeah, do it all kind of company.
So these private companies might even have more information than the government in some instances.
Right.
I know Google probably, and like all the Silicon Valley companies probably have some intense knowledge about AI that the government might not have. But then there's also, I forget the name of the organization. It's like the military's research wing. And allegedly they're supposed to be like where we think our society is technologically, picture that, but like 20 years advance.
Whoa.
And that's like how they're functioning. And then it just like slowly rolls out to the public within like 10-year windows or something. I don't know. It's all kind of ooky spooky, fascinating. And
it's
the senators,
spooky.
Like a president, you kind of like, you have fake power. I mean, you have real power, but you have fake power.
Power.
But a senator is a longer term than a president, first of all. And you kind of have a little bit more windows into ooky spooky.
It's all about
rooms.
tea and windows.
In the government? Fuck yeah, it is.
Fuck yeah. That's hilarious.
Okay, well. Catch me running for the Senate, New York Senate, and Illinois Senate.
Catch me running for the Senate, New York Senate. Talk about a competitive
Well, Durbin,
place.
In my opinion, Durbin should retire soon.
Okay.
And that opens up an opportunity.
One door closes, another one opens.
Because he's like 85, 80.
Old motherfucker.
He's an old guy. He's been there for a long time.
An old motherfucker.
And he's the number 2 Democrat in the Senate.
Okay.
I believe, right behind good old Chuck. And so when Durbin retires, fuck it. I'll throw my ring in that hat.
Toss it.
Me and Tammy. Could you imagine me and Tammy as the senators of Illinois?
Sure.
Tammy is arguably a lot more qualified than I currently am, but it doesn't matter because Trump is president. Politics is a joke.
Yeah, we can make an argument for you. Don't worry.
I'm a regular schmegular guy.
Yeah.
And that could sell in Illinois.
Could sell. Could not.
I don't have a lot of baggage. I mean, I don't have no baggage.
Yeah, I mean, you got bags.
But comparatively to somebody who's committed fraud for 10 years or something.
Yeah, I guess it's all about perspective.
It is. It is. The only thing that I'm a suburban raised city boy.
Suburban raised.
So I don't know how I would do with the rural folk.
Cake eater, too.
Of Illinois. I'm a cake eater.
Yeah.
I went to Barrington High School, the land of cake eaters.
Shout out B-Town.
But I
Does any
love
B-Town listeners say what's up?
but I love cake.
Who doesn't love cake?
Let them eat it.
I'm down.
For
I'm
God's
so
sakes, let them eat cake.
down. Cake is so good.
So
There you go.
politics.
Politics. That's cool. There you go. And that's politics with Sofa and Tomato.
Well, we'll have my spinoff eventually. Please don't let it delete. If it deletes, I'm going to lose it.
20%.
Okay.
So that's
20%
10% loss. We got 20% left. We're about halfway through the pod. We're doing good.
Okay, we're killing it.
So there you go. Politics. Yeah, we'll get to your spinoff whenever you're ready. I mean, we're waiting for.
I have ideas on names.
Okay.
Might as well discuss them now.
We can. That's up to you.
So I do like the idea of keeping it within So for Survivors is our other spinoff.
Okay. Anybody listening, check out So for Survivors. It's out there right now. First episode, and we're gonna have a second one here hopefully soon.
And so that's our, little spinoff of Survivor Review.
Yep.
The name So for Survivors kind of keeps it in the wheelhouse of the Sofa Tomato podcast universe.
Correct.
So I'm thinking mine, since Sofa Survivors is kind of your pet project.
Sure.
I'm thinking mine should be Tomato something. So I'm like, Tomato Talk is really quick and simple.
Have you seen if that's like a thing?
I haven't done any research.
Okay. Well, that's an important step.
So there's
Something
one
to
that
think
I
about.
know that is not a thing, because
Okay.
unless it does exist, I'm going to be absolutely flabbergasted.
All right.
Because whatever, the word is tautology, so it'd be tomato tautology.
Okay.
Tautology being it's just a logical way of saying something that means itself.
Okay.
So like that person is unqualified because they're not qualified. That's a tautological statement.
Listen, I hope you don't pick this name, but I just want to throw I just want to throw it into the universe just in case you like it, and I don't want you to pick it. It's important that you pick the name, and I hope you dislike it. Okay.
What's the name?
Well, I just want to make sure that you understand.
Yeah, I get the premise.
All right. Tomato ticks.
Tomato takes.
Ticks.
Ticks.
TICS.
Tomato ticks. What's the tick?
Paula.
Okay. Tomato politique.
Tomato ticks.
Real tomato politics.
No.
No.
I mean, if that's what you want,
No, it's not,
I'll
'cause
let
I'm
you
thinking
name
like
it, but
realpolitik.
that sounds like a little bit of bullshit to me.
No, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But something to that
Okay.
vein.
All right.
That
all
tomato.
Right. Stand by, you guys.
Yeah, stay tuned. And we're going to come in hot. I already know what I want to do for episode 1.
Yeah, well, gotta have a name first.
And yeah, it's very true. You got to start somewhere.
We'll get there.
But it'll happen. So stay tuned for that
Stay
spinoff
tuned.
coming soon. Coming to a platform near you.
Come to a platform in your hand.
I assume your phone's near you.
Exactly.
Because
platform in your hand.
Exactly.
Precisely.
Absolutely.
There you go. Kick the can.
Nope. We're not kicking cans.
No. Anyway, cool, man. Well, I like where your head's at. I think you got some ideas, and I can't wait to see what you land on.
Thank you. Do you have a hill today?
Do I have a hill?
It sounds like you do.
Do I have a hill?
Please.
Me?
You.
What hill do I have today? My hill is very weather specific.
Okay.
Very weather specific. I think that we need to, have an agreement with Mother Nature about weather.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think that we need to just like enough of the like it gets cold, it gets warm, it gets cold, it gets warm, it gets like let's just stay cold for a couple weeks. And then let's just warm it up.
So you're asking for consistency from Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, if you're listening, odds are you're not, but if you take some time
and subscribe to the pod,
Lord knows you're busy,
and you send us an email at sofatomatoespod@gmail.com.
Lord knows you're busy, Mother Nature.
Very.
I know, and it's tough to keep track of it all, but just a little bit more consistency would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Just, It's just so tricky. It's
So-
so tricky. Like my body can't take it.
Allow me to speak a little bit for Mother Nature.
Why?
Not to mansplain Mother Nature, but I do think when we ask Mother Nature to be nice to us concerning the environment, we should also be nice to the environment.
I think that's fair, but like
Arguably, most of the bullshit that we're currently experiencing is our own creation.
yeah, but I'm not taking responsibility for it.
I mean, it's not one person's fault. It's not like you're Johnny Pollution.
I just want Mother Nature to just step in a little bit.
I think if you also get out of the Midwest, you might find consistency in other places.
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, I've been around.
I'm sure the desert really, well, actually, might not the desert because it gets really cold at night.
It does.
Allegedly.
Like,
I don't know, San Diego.
Don't charge it for a crime.
San Diego
is
supposed to be very temperate.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, who's got the money for that?
You could always go to Florida, but it's Florida.
That's too hot. I don't want to die.
Okay, so what's like a middle between Florida and San Diego? Arizona?
Maybe a Carolina.
You could do a Carolina.
Cost of living's down.
South or north?
I'm a North Sider.
North Carolina.
But I'd go south. I'm not afraid.
I think South has some more character than North. Like Charleston has maybe like a little bit more culture or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Charleston would be cool.
I've never been. Yeah, I've never been. I've been to where's Hilton Head? You ever heard of Hilton Head?
I've been to Hilton Head.
Is that in South Carolina?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay. Me too.
So
good time.
It's nice. It's a cute little beach town.
Very touristy.
Super touristy.
Yeah, I like it. Do you have a hill?
Do I have a hill? Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
My hill today that I'm gonna die on is that when it comes to ordering online.
Oh.
And this is going to be just anything that you're ordering online.
Turn up your volume, people. This is important.
In general.
Yeah.
That when I put my address and information in there and I get a pop-up that says, oh, we have your address, but would you like to phrase it like this? Don't ask me. Just do it.
You know what's right.
You know that's the thing that your system prefers.
Yeah, totally.
So why are you asking me to agree with the information that I've already put in?
Agreed.
Just update the information.
Preach.
So
Preach.
Whoever designed these programs for online delivery in particular, fix your shit.
Fix it up.
I don't need to do more work to get my thing from you. I'm already giving you my money, and I expect your system to just figure it out.
It's that easy, yeah.
It's really that easy. So I have no patience, I guess, for this kind of confirmation ring around the rosy that I'm experiencing with online shopping.
Totally.
In this age of technology, in this emergence of artificial intelligence that could tell me the color of my asshole, I don't need you to again ask me what my own address is.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
In the defense of the website,
defend it.
And I'm not saying that you're wrong, because you're not. You're right, and what you say is fact, because that's how this podcast works.
Thank you.
They really just want to deliver it to the right place, and by them having you do it like the second time, it's just like an authentication.
I get it.
Okay.
But I hate it.
Yeah,
wrong.
It's bullshit. It's wrong.
It's so wrong. It doesn't need to happen.
Right.
If I tell you, so here's an example that recently happened. I'm ordering something to my apartment, and I live in Unit 1.
Right.
And I put my address in. I do everything. Zip code, unit number, in the proper sections, and the proper boxes designated the switch.
Right.
And when I click confirm and it goes, oh, hey, we found this address. Would you like to update it into the system? And you want to know what the difference was? Instead of just putting 1, they put the pound number and then 1.
That's what's in their system.
So I'm like, Johnny Appleseed, can you not figure out what unit I'm in if it doesn't have the pound symbol? You're going to give me a pop-up. You're going to pop up on my screen on God's internet and ask me if my information needs to be corrected. It was already correct.
Okay. All right. I back it.
So
I back it.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Be better. Every website.
Be better.
Yeah.
I there's no excuse.
There really isn't an excuse. And even though I gave a pretty good one, there isn't an excuse. And I'm with you.
Thank you.
I'm on your side.
Thank you. Thank you. And I know Dwayne is too.
Dude, what?
Because his perfect little sweater with his perfect little butt scratchies.
He's like, come on now. I've been waiting for these scratches.
He agrees.
So there you go. Cool, man. Well, what have you been watching recently? Anything?
Okay, well, I wanted to ask, did you watch the 3rd episode of Severance? Because we already discussed it yesterday, or last time we recorded.
No, I haven't. I'm going to watch it tonight.
So I haven't watched the most recent episode 4, but I've watched episode 3.
Oh, then yes.
Okay.
When Dylan meets
his wife.
Yes.
Yeah, we discussed that part.
Okay.
One thing we didn't discuss that I wanted to get your opinion on is Mark's reintegration. That happens at the end of the 3rd episode.
And he like ends up on the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that woman, who we don't know her name.
Right.
She's just the anti-Lumen lady.
Yeah. Murderer.
She did murder. She did commit murder. But arguably Lumen's murdering people as well.
Yeah, she did the right thing.
But either way, an eye and eye makes...
I'm on her side.
Yeah. You know, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. But I think Mark's character is almost becoming... Well, I'll say Audi Mark is lacking a certain level of depth for me. Like, there's emotion there. There's loss. There's longing, there's sorrow, there's melancholy, there's all of that happening. But there's really no, like, and maybe it's just happening, I guess. Like, I haven't gotten anything of that shows like a real vim to his character, that shows like a real kind of I don't know, antithesis to what Lumen is. But one thing that did kind of fascinate me, or kind of had me thinking a little bit, was that as soon as that woman told him that his wife was alive, that's when he like immediately, no questions asked, reintegrate. Even though he saw what happened to Petey. Like, he witnessed Petey like go crazy and literally die. But you would think that would give him some reservation as to like, okay, there might be other ways for me to get information in and out of Lumen, instead of like going through this possibly traumatic and deadly reintegration process.
Right.
But he's so, grieved at the loss of his wife, who he now knows is alive, that he's willing to kill himself potentially to see her again. And I get it, like, love is so intense and strong, and he loves his wife or whatever, but it seems reckless. Like, he's coming off as a very reckless character.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reckless show, I would say. I'd say that he there's so much that he, like, the amount of things that he is dealing with as far as like his innie doing like the overtime contingency, and like his wife being all these rational, like all these irrational things that are happening. I think that it allows him to be irrational. I think it makes it easier for him to be irrational in that point. I also think that his, like, with him being severed, I think that also makes him lack depth.
Well, I think the severance part does perhaps speak to some recklessness, or I don't know whatever word you used, irrationality, because instead of processing like grief as a normal person without this kind of like severed technology, he chose a very dramatic kind of I don't say irresponsible, but a very dramatic and kind of one that doesn't lead to like a really solid conclusion. Like it doesn't rectify his grief in any way.
Yeah.
By by separating himself, by like bifurcating his psyche.
Yeah.
So he can just forget for a couple hours.
Yeah, he just like skipped.
Because he's still going to be grieving
exactly
when he's not in any. He's just not going to be grieving all that time throughout the day. So I guess like it saves him some like physical, emotional stuff or whatever. But it really doesn't solve his grief.
Totally, it doesn't.
And I think this might be happening as he reintegrates, that it's not going to solve what he hopes it does.
I think you're right, but
do you think it's going to work?
I have no idea what's going to happen, and I'm so upset that I haven't even seen the newest episode, but I'm going to watch it tonight. Rachel and I are going to watch it tonight. We're going to get caught up on Severance, and then hopefully we watch the next one on Thursday too and get fully caught up. There's a lot going on, and I gotta figure it out. The whole goat thing was just so bizarre.
The goat thing was weird. I need to rewatch that scene because I feel like I missed some things.
Missed a bunch, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I want to be caught up so then I can get on TikTok and see the ins and outs.
But like the really in-depth analysis.
Yeah, because they give me some real info.
Yeah.
So I got that going for me.
Okay.
Okay. So what else you been watching?
So I recently watched The Substance again.
Oh.
Have you seen The Substance?
Sure haven't.
It's a movie.
Okay.
With Demi Moore. She's the main actress, and I forget the name of the other actress that plays like her counterpart that plays Sue.
Okay.
But she's in the Hollywood Tarantino movie, Another Story in Hollywood, or whatever the hell that one's called.
I don't know if I know that one either.
But either way, she's have you ever seen The Other Guys?
I have, yes.
She plays the girl that stole her mom's information or whatever, that did like the porno thing.
Yeah, I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay.
But cool.
Either way, she's a solid actress. She's very cute. And so I'm obsessed with this movie. It's giving like Shining kind of cinematography, but in a very like modern twist. The colors is really fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's for a horror. It is a horror movie. It's very like kind of beautiful in a way.
Yeah.
But it's gross too. So it's like body horror. Like, have you ever seen The Thing? Like the early, like I think it was like in the 80s.
I don't think so.
Sorry. It's okay.
Can you believe you even talked to me?
Yeah.
My answer is no to everything you say.
It's fine.
All right.
That's what keeps it interesting.
There you go. Yeah, that's interesting.
Because when you get a yes, it's like, no shit.
Can't believe it.
So, but either way, it's very kind of like, it's not CGI heavy, which I like in terms of horror, and when it plays with like kind of unnatural things, it doesn't rely on these like new technologies that make it look hokey pokey. It's very practical effects.
Totally.
And I loved it. I thought Demi Moore crushed it. I thought she did very well. I love the story. I know the guy who did the music. I have a couple of his songs on Spotify.
Oh.
And when I found out that he did the score for the movie, I was like, hell yeah.
That's your guy.
This shit's going to be lit. And it was.
Never a doubt.
She is nominated for the Oscar for the role.
Okay.
I hope she gets it.
I hope so too. I'm rooting for her and you.
Because that would be cool. I would like to see a horror movie get some acclaim, because usually for some reason the Academy doesn't like horror. Like the Academy kind of looks down upon horror movies, and I get it because a lot of horror movies are trash.
Right.
It's just known for being like a trashy, cheap, kitschy genre.
Totally.
But there are some like exceptional horror movies out there that deserve more recognition. Like, I know you're not an ooky spooky horror guy, but have you heard of Hereditary?
No.
What the fuck? Okay. Either way, our audience has. And
all of our listeners, I'm
the
sure.
actress that plays the mom in Hereditary, in my opinion, was robbed during award season.
Highway robbery.
Because her performance was awesome.
Okay.
The scene where she's at the dinner table, and so spoilers if you ever see it, her daughter dies in a very traumatic way, kind of at the hands of her son. And the family's grieving, they're all sitting around the dinner table, and her son is really kind of going through it, like the whole family's going through it, but she kind of like, he says something kind of snarky and she snaps, and she just goes on this like monologue where she's like, and like the great line that I love is just like, all I get is that fucking face on your face. Like, it's so good. But the substance, quality, as like new horror movie goes, modern horror movies, this one I was really pleased with.
Okay. All right. Well, I probably won't watch it, but maybe I will.
It's not like scary. Like, it's not like a movie that you're going to be like, oh my God, what the fuck? Or like anything like that. It's very more like, it's more psychological than anything.
Okay.
And then the final scene where she is kind of giving like a live television, like a New Year's Eve television thing. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I laughed. I loved it. It was so good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But that's me. What about you?
I have been watching Traitors still, but I'm on the UK now.
Okay. Did the US season wrap?
No, but it's weekly.
Oh, okay.
So I need something to watch in the meantime. And the UK one, I must say, is drama. Probably the most dramatic one of them all, in my opinion, so far. Minus maybe the US is pretty dramatic.
Is it UK celebrities or just people?
It's not like celebrities that I know for sure. It's some people, and then it's like sometimes it's like influencers, comedians that I don't know.
Okay.
But
if you were a British person, you would.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Are they British?
Some of them.
Not all of them?
For the UK, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Probably you. If you were British, you'd probably know who they were then.
Maybe some of them. Definitely not all of them, because some of them have like bore snore jobs.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I do too. We all got some
normal people.
Yeah, normal folk. So yeah, it's very dramatic. Probably not my favorite so far, but the ending of the Traitors, every season, the ending is very solid of Traitors. Okay. So
what would you say is like a good difference between the US and the British version?
The US version is US version has more I like the person who is what's it called? The
host.
The host. Yeah, the host is great. Alan Cummings is the best.
Oh, totally.
He's the best.
Yeah.
But so's Roger from Australia. He's a really good host. And the host from
Australia.
Yeah, he's excellent. But I'm more so cracking up at UK because of the accents. I'm just
totally.
Oh, yeah. They're all jiggly wiggly and like hitting it with like the funniest stuff. Like, they're giving me the jeebie weebies. Like, they're saying just the dumbest little UK
quips, if you will.
Yeah. I am dying just by them saying stupid little things.
Is Gemma Collins on it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, maybe like a different season or something. She's like a kind of like a.
Maybe she's in the first.
She's not like a Kim K as to the US. She's a little bit different, but like she got her start in reality TV. That's like kind of how she.
We'll have to look it up after this, and I'm curious.
Okay,
I'd be curious who that is.
Because she was on Big Brother, and she was on like I think like Geordie Shore or something. I don't know, but she's funny. She's very endearing in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's a good show. It's a good show. Pretty good show. I'm excited to finish the UK one, so I can move on to something else. But yeah, I'm watching that. Been watching the new episodes as they've come out of Mythic Quest, which is just hilarious and excellent. It's just so good. And then The Bookie. I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 episodes left of The Bookie on HBO. which is hilarious. Very, very funny, silly show. But nothing too crazy.
I think I'm gonna watch The Gorge.
The Gorge. I've heard of that. My mom may have brought that up
on Apple TV.
Yeah,
it's a movie with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay. I definitely saw the trailer for it.
It comes up every time you put Apple TV on now.
The Gorge.
And like I like Anya as an actress. I forget the name of the other guy, but he's a good actor too. I thought he was gay, and I'm disappointed that he's not.
Anya was in the cooking movie.
The cooking movie. She was in the chess TV show.
Yeah,
on Netflix.
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
She's also in the movie that came out on HBO where they eat at the really fancy fine dining.
Oh, The Menu.
The Menu.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you watched The Menu?
I want a really good, just a burger, cheeseburger.
Okay, so you can get behind some horror movies.
That's a good movie.
The Menu's great.
I watched it a couple times.
Yeah,
good.
The Menu's a really solid movie.
For sure. I liked it. There you go. No shit, you watched The Menu. There you go.
Literally,
There's my one.
I was surprised.
You guys caught it live.
So if you
caught
like
it
The
live,
Menu, I think you would like The Substance.
Okay, Substance guy. I maybe, yeah. I mean, The Menu was dope. I thought that was chill.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's a
good
solid
show.
movie. It's a well done movie.
I
was pleasantly surprised when I watched it.
So,
and the guy that plays the head chef, I forget his name. He plays Voldemort in Harry Potter and all that jazz.
Voldemort?
Yeah, he's a great actor. He also was in Schindler's List. He plays the Nazi guy in Schindler's List, and he's a very, very good actor. He also plays in what is it, in James Bond?
Bond.
He plays M. After Judi Dench dies.
Do you have a favorite James Bond?
Probably Daniel Craig.
I'm sorry. Favorite specific movie?
Oh, okay. I like either Casino Royale.
Ooh.
Or no, I'm gonna say Casino Royale.
Really? Final answer?
Yeah.
I like Goldfinger.
Oh, okay.
Classic.
Yeah, that's a classic one.
Yeah, those are really good. And what was the other one? Maybe The Spy Who Loved Me. I like the classic.
Not The Spy Who Shagged Me.
That's Austin Powers.
I know.
But yeah, I think that maybe I'm gonna watch Severance tonight, and then after Rachel and I watch Severance, I'm gonna try to see if I can get her to watch a James Bond OG, like 1970s James Bond, to fall asleep to. Haven't seen one in forever. And
I haven't seen one of the OGs in a while.
Oh, they are solid. They got like one of the villains or like one of like the henchmen for the villains is, I think his name's like Jaws or something, and it's classic stuff.
Okay.
Classic stuff. Watched it all the time growing up with my grandma, who I just went to lunch with yesterday.
That's lovely. Where'd you guys go?
Westwood Tavern.
Where's that?
In Schaumburg. It's right by Costco, right by Wildberry.
Oh, okay.
And it's darn good, but geez, for the burbs, it's still a $20 burger. Like, straight up.
Well, Schaumburg can be a little pricey.
It's a little bit bougier of a lunch, but still a burger. I mean, delicious. It was so good. It had an egg on it, bacon. It had the works.
Okay.
It was good. Little Chicago burger. Good time. But anywho, that's what I got, man. I mean, you got anything else?
Do I have anything else?
Yeah, you want to give anything to the people?
Just send us an email.
Send us a fucking email.
Somebody send me a fucking email.
Anybody who can make it through 59 minutes of our podcast
can send us
an email. We've only said it 5 times this episode alone to send us an email.
And leave a comment.
sofatomatoespod.com @gmail. Whatever it is, figure it out. Send them to all.
Figure it out. If you send it to the wrong person, that's fine.
Just try again. You'll get a kickback.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
Just keep swimming.
So, thanks so much, you guys. This is Sofa Tomatoes. I'm Tom Sofa.
I am Mike Tomato.
And it's over. Goodbye.
This is it. Au revoir. I love you.
See ya. Toodles.